Okay, back at it here. Quick recap tonight. So we have a lot of crazy stuff going on now. Tomorrow, the Fed speaking will take place, which that's obviously going to be crazy, or that's going to cause some crazy activity. We had Amazon after hours. Crazy candle here, but not too much movement so far. Not as bad as it looks right there. But the SPY had a big tank today. Kind of, for a little bit, it looked like it was going to hold around that 504 level that I was talking about. But with all the headwinds, with all the macroeconomic chaos right now, it's swinging in both directions. So we've pulled back into this 501 zone. You gotta think there's gonna be a little bit of a fight in the 500 zone. Some of these big earnings names that were up now are pulling back. Tesla, Meta already had gapped down, Microsoft. So that's not a good sign for a long bias. And with that being said, there wasn't a ton of long bias activity. What's crazy is this ZIM is gone, just full just sicko mode. This thing is it's just has so much relative strength. So it puts in some decent consolidation in here this morning from about 9:40 to 11:30, and then let me look at the SPY real quick. And then here, what time was that? I want to see if this 11:30. So I mean, the SPY was fading. I guess you could just say with the SPY, but this ZIM had this odd, panic flush out here. And I was thinking, okay, it's a little scary, but like I had said earlier, when something's made such a run like this, I wouldn't be surprised to see some pullback, kind of close the space in between some of this massive green, gap and go here. But it decided to just completely reverse in this 1 o'clock hour, and it just went nuts. And just continued to run up. I'm not sure if there was news. Okay, that's right. I do remember reading this. They announced when they will be releasing earnings. But even that, I mean, I guess you could say that caused partially the move, but this one has been very strong. So this could just go on its own, beat to its own drum here. Like I was saying, if it does continue on past this 13 kind of 1360 zone, I could see this blowing through the 14 level. So very strong name. Krispy Kreme unfortunately gapped down in this 1280 zone I highlighted. It's now below this 1280 zone and not not an ideal situation. So if for what I was talking about for a day trade, that would be a exit, that would just be a loss, and we move on with that. but big picture, we're still keeping this dialed in. And I had mentioned, if anything, it may kind of blow through this obvious 1280 zone, potentially kind of fill this gap where this whole move started, and then we started that last shakeout. So still on radar. This MNY I talked about, kind of a lottery play. Actually, I mean, the thing is, there's really no volume on this, so it's really not worth me sharing, but visually it looks nice, so we'll keep it on here for some data, for some visuals. RBLX actually is really starting to set up on the daily chart here. Let's take a look at the moving averages. Not really in my wheelhouse there, but like I've said, this one has a really nice look in here, where this big green volume is kind of where this run started off the ground here. This 33.14 and 34.52 I had talked about last night. 34.52 is right in this bottom zone. So now when we go to the hourly 14, this is really starting to shape up. I was watching this today. Kind of big picture here on the 20-day, on the hourly 20-day. You can really start to see this shaping up. And then if you factor in that 34, what was the level I said? 34.50. If we factor in 34.50 and we see where that is, well, that puts us right around here. So this is like bottom floor, 34.50. That'd be bottom floor risk. So we're coming into that zone. We've had some good activity here. So I'm actually liking what I see on this. So that's another one. Let's run through some of this EV sector with the Tesla. Kind of a similar, I guess not. But Tesla, you know, we had this big run with earnings. 14-day chart here. You know, I'm not sure where I'm at with this one. This one's a little bit of a tricky one. Let me run through a couple of these other ones that I've been watching. I always just gotta check in on Chewy. Chewy just down in the dumps. I mean, it's just crazy. Let's check in on the CGC. Holy. Wow. I'm just seeing this. I'm just seeing this for the first time. This is... Okay, so... Okay, so it looks like the whole law of how serious the punishment will be for getting caught with cannabis has been lessened. This is insane. So after hours, we've jumped from 8 to 16. Wow. Okay, well, I had been talking about a big opportunity. That is wild. I think we will end on that note. We will keep it posted. We'll be back tomorrow.